Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I wanted to make a video about the Old Town Sportsman Big Water 132 versus the Hobie Pro Angler. If you've been following my channel, you know I have a lot of experience in the Hobie Pro Angler kayaks. I have an older Pro Angler 12 there. I fished out of the 17Ts before. I have not used the 360. This is not comparing to the 360. That's a whole different ball of wax. What I've heard, some people love it. Some people have had some issues with reliability. That's a whole different video for sure, but I don't have any experience with that. But I have a ton of experience with multiple different pro anglers, and now with the Old Town Sportsman, formerly the Predator 132 pedal kayak. So I want to just go over some pros of each of the drives and each of the hulls and the platforms as a whole. First, the Hobie Mirage drive is an awesome drive, a lot of power. It works really well. I would say the big pros when you're comparing the two would be storage. Number one, something you may or may not think about. Mirage drive you can just stick under the seat, pretty much anywhere. It lays flat in the back of a truck, which is nice. And the second thing would be if you're fishing tons and tons of grass, the Mirage drive does a little better. As far as pros to the PDL drive, the big one, instant reverse. Being able to fight a fish, instantly back off that spot. It has changed the game for me multiple times where I've caught 2 or 3 fish off a dock or off a log or off a point where I would have ran it over fighting that fish on the Hobie. Compared with the hull, the PDL, I can go faster for longer throughout the day. I mean, I can average 4.5 miles an hour for like an hour straight going to spots in tournaments before, really pushing. I don't get beat to spots. I've beat a lot of motorized kayaks before and taken off and left them with that PDL drive in the Sportsman 132. It's a fast hull, a fast drive, and I can go hard all day long. As far as the hull and the platform as a whole, the Hobie Pro Angler, the big thing is storage. That's a big advantage to the Hobie Pro Angler. They have the rod storage places. You have a little more room on your deck. You have a little more room behind you. And so if you're a guy that has to bring 12 rods with you, you have to bring 27 tackle boxes and everything you own to fish a tournament, I mean, the Pro Angler is going to be a big advantage to you. I try to simplify things in my fishing. For me, it hasn't been a huge drawback. I try to take as little stuff as possible with me. When I do well, I'm usually dialed in and I'm fishing with 1 or 2 rods. If I'm switching baits and switching into 27 different techniques throughout the day, I am probably not dialed in and not gonna do well in that event anyway. So that's what I've found. I'm kind of a fishing nerd, but I don't know if any of you know David Dudley, professional angler, I mean, one of the best. And he basically uses 2 different styles of rods for almost every technique that he does. He has a spinning rod, like a 7-foot medium spinning rod, and like a 7-foot or a 7'2" medium heavy casting rod, and he does most all the things with those same rods. I'm the same way, especially when it comes to kayak fishing. I think that's an advantage, but that's just me. So I don't mind the storage. The big advantages that you gain with going to the Old Town Sportsman, speed and maneuverability for sure. It tracks better. Like I said, I can go 4.5 miles an hour easy for like an hour straight. Your maneuverability is better. The instant reverse, coming to and from, fishing docks, fishing isolated cover, getting around it. There's definitely better speed and maneuverability with that hull design of the Old Town. And obviously price. Hopefully I was able to help you out. All these companies are great. There's a bunch of companies that make great products. I decided to go with Old Town and I'm happy with it. Go out there and catch some fish.